welcome to All the Trek from Educating Geeks, the show where I watch every episode of Star Trek until it's all over. I've watched every episode of the original series. I'm your host, Bree, and today I'll be reviewing episodes 76 through 79 of Star Trek, the original series. Episode 76, The Cloudminders. More classism! Yay! This episode is very pretty. It opens with a woman and a couple of dudes attacking the crew, but it quickly switches to a cloud city where people wear bikini capes. The idea of the ground dwellers versus the cloud dwellers is explored, and then the episode falls apart. Turns out that the people of Bespin are right, and people down on land are less intelligent than them, because there are gases in the mines they work in. But hey, don't worry, the effects are temporary. These gas masks will make everything okay, and the episode will end with hardly any resolution. Ain't life grand, though? Once again, a great episode concept from Star Trek with a shoddy execution. 2 out of 5 stars. Episode 77, The Savage Curtain. Is that the curtain that Sirius Black fell through? Actually, this is the episode where the entire production staff was either drunk or on drugs. Start to finish. I get to see Lincoln elbow crawl in this episode, so cross that one off the bucket list. Space Lincoln appears and demands the presence of Spock and Kirk on another planet. When they transport down, a rock monster sitting on a bowl of French onion soup commands a group of famous evildoers to fight a group of famous do-gooders. This is one of those episodes where I am 1000% sure that there has to be a message here. Otherwise, the writers are just wasting my time with Space Lincoln and rock monsters and random golems fighting each other. Why? I know in the past I've said, this is where I think they really gave up on the show. But this time, this is where I really think they gave up on the show. 3 out of 5 stars because Space Lincoln is my favorite character so far. All of the stars are for him. None for the episode. It was trash. Episode 78, All Our Yesterdays. A planet decides to prepare for their apocalypse by sending all of the inhabitants to points in their past. Which works out great, until Spock and Bones get sent to the Ice Age, and Kirk gets his ass handed to him by a Cyrano wannabe. They all spend the episode trying to get to present time so that they can get away before the apocalypse. And this doesn't make any sense. They just defeated the purpose of time travel. Anyway, Spock starts to regress to the way his war-loving ancestors acted, and this doesn't make any sense either. This isn't how time travel works. It was great to see Spock stand up for himself and fall in love, but come on. This episode moved along at a nice clip. They managed to keep my attention, and they blew most of their budget on some really great sets. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing more episodes like this, logic aside. 4 out of 5 stars. Episode 79, Turnabout Intruder. A study in mediocrity. In this episode, Kirk gets his body switched with that of a jealous former lover, which is a really weird choice for their final episode. Instead of Shatner playing Kirk, he's playing a woman pretending to be Kirk, so he goes out on this really awkward note. I don't remember any of my favorite characters making any kind of appearance in this episode. Nurse Chapel shows up, and she has a really flattering hair color, finally, but otherwise it's just the usual names parading across the screen. The premise of this episode is, frankly, childish and boring. Apparently, there's a glass ceiling at Starfleet, and Janice Lester is driven so mad by her inability to rise to captaincy that she starts to murder people and switches bodies with a man. And at this point, I don't know if I really blame her. The future kind of turned out shitty for women. So this is what you're using your final episode of Star Trek for? To say that women have penis envy? And you know what the funny thing is? I thought back on all the episodes, and I've watched every single one of them. Janice is right. I don't remember any female captains. If If I'm wrong, then please correct me. We got to see number 1 briefly hold second in command in the pilot, but then she was written out entirely. We haven't seen any women hold that level of power since. Anyway, this was a total shit episode, and a really disappointing finale to a show that I was told handled political matters with sensitivity. I can say that on occasion, yes, they did, but this is not one of those episodes. Shatner was amusing, but he didn't get to bring forward his best work, which is a shame. 1 out of 5 stars. And that's it for the original series. Go ahead and like our video, subscribe, go to our website, educatinggeeks.com, to check out all of the additional content we have, and listen to our podcasts. I'll be seeing you guys again soon.